Welcome back. Our newsmaker this Sunday morning is State Senator Dan Patrick. The Houston Republican is widely regarded as one of the most conservative members of the Texas Senate. He organized the new Tea Party Caucus at the state capitol. Patrick also authored a bill that passed a Senate committee this week that would require doctors to describe what they see while performing sonograms on women who are seeking abortions in Texas. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, let me ask you, how is the sonogram bill part of the Tea Party movement when that movement is all about limiting government?
Well, it's actually not. We have met several times with Tea Party groups from around the state. We had 300 yesterday for an orientation, the first ever kind of citizens' opportunity to get an orientation like a freshman representative would get. And while many Tea Party individuals are pro-life, as groups, they really focus on fiscal issues. There are many pro-life groups who focus on that issue, so I don't combine the two. The Tea Party Caucus, it was formed to listen to Tea Party members. They really focus on 10th Amendment issues, fiscal issues, voter ID issues. So two separate issues, but many Tea Party members are pro-life, obviously.
You're getting a lot of applause from many quarters for this sonogram bill, among them the Texas Catholic Conference, and they would like to see you go a step further and protect life and end the death penalty in Texas.
Well, two separate issues. And on the sonogram issue, what was interesting in testimony, Robert, and some people watching right now who oppose the sonogram issue haven't heard the testimony. And here's the testimony. This week, we've had it before the last several years when I've carried the bill. Planned Parenthood says they already do the sonograms, and they already charge for it. They claim they already show it. But we've had woman after woman come in and testify. They don't know that there's a sonogram performed. They've never been allowed to see it. And we had an employee, Abby Johnson, who was Planned Parenthood Employee of the Year in 2008. She worked for them for 8 years. She's now become a whistleblower and really showing us the inside of what goes on in the abortion clinics. And she says, you know, I saw the doctor that you had on the package just before the break. He testified this week. He's performed over 1,000 abortions. He says, you know, this would, interrupt the client doctor relationship. Well, as Abby Johnson says, the doctor never sees the woman. He comes in a mask and a hat about 2 minutes before the abortion, performs the abortion, he's gone before she's even in recovery. There is no relationship between the doctor and the woman. And they never get to see the sonogram, ever. So all this bill does is say the doctor must perform the sonogram. The woman has a choice to see it or not to see it.
Let me get to the Tea Party movement.
Sure.
Are there now, in effect, 3 political parties operating at the state capitol?
Well, I do think there's something interesting going on, Robert, and I've told many Republicans this, that this is the first time probably in history that there's someone really looking over their shoulder. We have opponents, Democrats. Sometimes we work together, sometimes we don't on various issues. But the Tea Party is looking over our shoulder. So it's not just do we pass a voter ID bill, but do we pass a strong voter ID bill. It's not just do we balance the budget, do we do it without raising taxes. And holding elected officials accountable, I think, is a positive thing. We formed the Tea Party Caucus. Again, we had over 300 people from all around the state who drove in yesterday. We've had several meetings with Tea Parties from across the country, from across the state. This is a real positive for us. Everyone out there, whether you're Republican, Independent, Democrat, feels like government is not accountable. And I think the Tea Party movement, and I've seen it develop over the last 18 months, they're much more sophisticated. They're much more organized. And my goal as the chairman of the Tea Party Caucus was to inform them. Knowledge is power, and the more knowledgeable the voters are, the more power they have, and the better their government will be.
I've got about a minute left.
Sure.
The college degree for $10,000,
yes,
including textbooks. Is that going to fly?
It can. Look, I sit on finance, and I'm also on the subcommittee on education. We've got to reduce the cost of education for not just the poor, but for average families. I had a bill last session. I'll have it again this session. Most people don't know who pay for college. 20% of their tuition goes for someone else. It's a backdoor tax. That needs to end. That's not fair, particularly when you borrow money. You're paying interest on money that's going to someone else. Secondly, what we have to do, 12th grade has to become relevant in our schools. 12th grade should really become kind of the first year of college. The baccalaureate degrees need to be 3 years. Texas A&M, Texarkana has a $12,000 degree. We can do it. We must do it. And it's a combination of online learning. It's bringing down 4 years to 3 years, combining first year. And the model that I like that we have in Senate District 7 is where your community college and your four-year universities are together. So you go the first 2 years of community college, you walk down the hall, as happens at Lone Star College in Houston, you walk down the hall of the University of Houston, Sam Houston State. That's how you achieve it. Quality education, lower price. We must make education affordable. That's our future.
15 seconds. Is Rick Perry going to run for president?
You know, I've speculated on that many years ago, and I don't know. I think that he would be a strong conservative candidate. And again, I can't speak for him, but I think it depends who's in the race. So I don't know, but he would be a strong conservative.
State Senator Dan Patrick of Houston, thank you for coming in. Appreciate hearing your views this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's not too late for you to join in the debate here. Our political reporter Josh Hinkle standing by live. Take your questions online. Just click on the blue box at the top of the KXAN homepage or the onpolitics.com homepage and interact with us. Share your questions with the On Politics panel, which is coming up next here on KXAN.